Welcome to the Classy Counsel, Reflections for the Wise and Elegant Lady. I am Nadia, your elegance coach, and in this weekly podcast, I bring you insights on how to cultivate the attributes of a lady that is elegant and not only elevated in terms of appearance, but also on a much deeper level, spiritually elevated. You'll find cross-references made with verses from the Bible and from other sources of wisdom. Whether you are a beginner or advanced in your journey towards the most elegant version of yourself, a curious learner, or simply looking for some more elegant mindset inspiration, you are in the right place. So, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and join me on this journey of discovery and growth. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Aristotle. Happiness is simply the state of being happy. Happy means feeling and showing pleasure or contentment. Synonyms of happiness are contentment, pleasure, satisfaction, cheerfulness, joy, delight, felicity, carefreeness. Opposites are unhappiness, dissatisfaction, misery, sadness, depression, sorrow, ill-being, gloominess. Now, why do I incorporate happiness as an attribute of the elegant woman? Because, as Audrey Hepburn said, I believe that happy girls are the prettiest girls. We've already agreed that attractiveness is not solely based on the physical beauty of the person. An elegant woman is remembered because of the way she makes other people feel around her. And how does she make them feel? Seen, heard, understood, important, enough, respected, considerated. And I believe you can only be a vessel for people to feel good around you if you are yourself happy and content. I think happiness is like humility. It cannot be faked. So I'll try today to help you cultivate happiness. And I will first highlight the fact that we all must rewire our brains as to what is supposed to look like. What is happiness supposed to look like? We are all pursuing happiness every day. I have heard something interesting in a Christian podcast where the lady talked about the difference between happiness and joy. She was talking about the joy, long-lasting joy, brought by God compared to the mere feeling of happiness that we can find on earth that is temporary. And I think joy is really the expression of excitement, of happiness. You know, you can be at peace and yet not excited, not showing sign of excitement on the outside, and yet you are at peace and you are content and you are happy. And that would be, I guess, being at peace would be another expression of happiness. When I was younger, much younger, I thought I was bored in my life, that my life was boring, and I was searching for excitement, thinking this will be happiness. So I was going out, I was drinking, I was partying, etc. And I thought my life was so average, it needed to be special somehow for it to be fulfilling. Then, real challenges of life came knocking on my door, storms, struggles, and that is when I regretted my past supposedly boring life. I realized I actually used to be happy. I was happy because I was at peace. My mind was serene. I did not lack anything vital. I even had privileges I could not see at the time because I was so focused on what I didn't have, what I haven't, what I didn't accomplish at the time. And now when I go through phases of calmness and tranquility, trust me, this is when I am grateful. I sit down and look around me, and I definitely will not dare say that I am bored anymore and that my life is boring. I just know how to embrace tranquility, serenity, and peace. Maybe you relate to that. I know it sounds like we are ungrateful brats, but we are not entirely to blame, because after analyzing all this, I figured, what can you expect of someone raised in a world where every single day you are being told that to be happy, you need to buy this, and you need to buy that, and you need to buy this. And there is this underlying conception, since really we are all babies, that happiness is something that needs to be bought, or that is something coming from someone external. I grew up, and you probably did too, constantly thinking about, okay, what's next? What is next? I need the next to finally be happy. I thought once I reached the age of maturity, I will be free and happy. When I graduated, I thought, okay, my parents will be proud and I will finally be happy. Or I was thinking also, when I will meet my soulmate, I will be happy, putting the responsibility of my happiness into someone's son's hands. Or once I get this career, I'll be happy. Once I get this promotion, I'll be happy. The house, the car, the bigger house, the bigger car, the bigger house, but this time with a pool, the children, more children, the trips. And now I'm wondering, why are we functioning like this? Our mind is constantly being stimulated, mostly by, I'd say, social pressures and advertisement. Every single day, the world is trying and succeeding to get our attention. Through commercials, visuals, even sounds. Like, oh my God, this sound advertisement at gas stations are so annoying. Those in subways, in supermarkets. So you're literally in supermarket buying things, spending your money, and they add a layer to it by pushing those sound commercial into your ear. It's so annoying. And don't get me started with social media. Have you seen how now on Instagram you no longer see the people you follow on your feed? Only ads and suggested accounts. It used to be a fun app to share inspiration, beautiful pictures, and now it's just a huge advertisement platform. It's so annoying. Anyways, so we are bombarded with stimuli 100 million times more than people 200 years ago. Think about it. No wonder we are overwhelmed and exhausted. And we're pursuing things thinking it will bring us happiness, and we just keep on staying empty somehow. And for what? Because some brands want our money. And this flow of information of this is what happiness is depressing, because now we believe that since we don't have those things, then our life sucks. Last Sunday, listening to a bishop preaching, he said, people go pay to watch stand-up comedy. You pay, you sit there, laugh for 2 hours, ha ha ha, and then you come home. That's how bad it is. People pay to go and have a laugh so they can feel good. I mean, I enjoy these types of entertainment, of course. I love stand-up comedy, but it was an interesting take, isn't it? Now, how can I, as an elegant individual, cultivate real happiness? Because that's what we want. We want this endless cycle to stop and finally sit down and be happy. First of all, something is coming to my mind now also, is that happiness is not constant. It's not something that you have to feel every day. There's up and there's down, and it's normal. You have to embrace it. Also, I really suggest to all of you, my elegant learners, to start sitting down and regaining control of what you allow entering into your minds, where your attention, which costs a lot nowadays, where your attention goes to. Esther Perel said, rightfully so, and I believe it, that the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. So it isn't in getting the things you do not have. It isn't in receiving love from a romantic partner. It is the quality of your relationships, for one. And I believe it's all relationships, family, romantic, friendly, and most and foremost, the one that you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself. The balance between gratitude for what you currently have and motivation for what your ambitions are about, that's also part of happiness. You need to have this healthy dose of you being able to sit down, contemplate what you have achieved, who you were able to develop yourself into, things you have acquired, and knowing how to enjoy them. Enjoy the person you are today, enjoy the things that you have acquired, enjoy the things that you have today. Being present and really enjoying all that you already have. Remember that quote, you need to live by it. Be grateful. Remember the things you have prayed for that you have now. Someone somewhere is praying to have what you have now, that you might take for granted, that you don't even pay attention to anymore. Let's say, okay, your child is trouble. Someone somewhere is praying to conceive. Your bedroom is too small. Someone is sleeping on a mattress or on a friend's sofa, praying to have their own room one day. Your boss is insufferable. Someone is praying for a job. So sit down, make a mental list of all that you have prayed for, that you have now, and enjoy them. Learn to enjoy the things that you have today. Reward yourself for being able to get there, for being the person that you are today, that you've developed this character that you have now. But that doesn't mean that you should stop pursuing things, stop developing yourself. I believe in a good, healthy dose of ambition. You need to pursue your dreams, your vision. If you have been listening to my other episodes, you know that I'm a strong believer of individual gifts, God-given gifts, that we should all discover, mature, or work on, and share with others and the world. I believe it would almost be a sin to spend a life without sharing your gift with the world. Something important for me to tell you is that I have come to realize that happiness is a choice. You choose to be happy. I am not undermining any struggles you can go through. I am not without trouble myself or hardship in my life. No one is. But in the world of elegance, we say, it isn't what happened to you, it is how you react to it. Really, once you realize that you have control over one thing, and this one thing is your reaction, you can protect your mind and spirit and basically stay strong. Put on the side whatever it is that you cannot control and let it go. Like this man who ghosted you, let it go. Instead of forcing, texting him, wondering why, tell yourself, no answer is an answer. I thank him for the opportunity, for the nice exchange. He has the right to not feel like I am a good match for him. He has the right to be a coward and not telling me in my face like a gentleman. I am happy because now there is a spot for a real gentleman to come by. It's a choice. Learn how to determine whether something is out of your power. Choose your battle. Choose where you spend your energy. Sometimes we make life too complicated for no reason. You could be unhappy, depressed temporarily, or even since forever because you had a trauma or a difficult childhood. And although it isn't your fault, it really isn't your fault. It is still your responsibility to take control of your own life and state of mind. Be willing to heal. Do the steps to heal, to learn, to outgrow the bad and turn it into good. It's not going to be miraculous. It's not the world's fault. You have to take your responsibility. It seems like work, but really it's just you showing love to yourself. Because let me tell you this, if you don't take the step to take responsibility, to take accountability, to own your own happiness, if you're still here waiting for someone to save you or to ask you for forgiveness, to come tell you what to do or how to do it, you will not only never be truly happy because you're putting your happiness into external things, external person, you will also just spread this hurt, this ill being, this depression, these traumas onto others, and especially onto the people you love. So take your happiness into your own hands. You can totally do it, and you have to do it. That is your responsibility. To summarize, cultivate happiness by regaining control of what you allow to be injected in your mind. Don't believe what is being told about happiness, that is, it must be bought or brought by someone. Just a quick thing that I'm thinking about now. Social media, we all know, is not reality. And although we know it, subconsciously, just by looking at it, scrolling endlessly, you inject this vision that happiness, that people outside is happier than you. First thing first, you have to understand you cannot blame people for putting their best self out there, because it is socially unacceptable to share negativity on social platform. If people were starting to actually share their real struggles on these platforms, they'd be socially banned, I'd say. People would not be interested in them. So there's no point. So let me tell you this. You shouldn't be blaming the way people act on social media. There are definitely people who actually fake their things, and that's totally blamable. You should blame them. But be aware of this. Be aware of this and keep this in mind. People happiness or over happiness on social media should not make you feel less. And if it's too much for you, even if you are aware of it, then try to spend less time on it. The other thing you should be doing to cultivate happiness is to show gratitude for everything you currently have. If it helps, have a journal of gratitude. Say thank you for the food you get to eat, the perfect health that you have, your beauty, your children, your spouse. If you're single, for the time that you have to really focus on your well-being only, for the job that you have, the apartment you're living in, the neighborhood that you are in, the nice neighbor that you have, the clothes you're wearing, anything, you can find something to be grateful for. The other thing to do is to nurture your relationships. Take the time to entertain them, to maintain them. Spend quality time with quality people. If your circle isn't making you feel good, get rid of the toxic relationships. If you cannot get rid completely of this relationship, take some distance. Spend more time with the good ones. Also, feel the excitement and the joy for the upcoming things in your life. Even if you don't really know where you are going, tell yourself, you know what? I am capable. I am skilled. I am not the best, but I'm good. I will do something interesting. I know I will meet interesting people. I know I will have interesting interactions, etc., etc. I know I will be visiting nice places. So be excited, feel the joy already for the future thing coming. Happiness is a choice. Choosing happiness is guaranteeing your strength. Really, it's a guarantee of strength. And therefore, I am ending with this Bible verse in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 25. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. If you liked this podcast episode, if you have any suggestions or questions, do not hesitate to leave me a comment, please. If you also like affirmation words, visit my YouTube channel, Madame Kabongo. You will find a video specifically on happiness in the Affirmations for the Elegant Woman playlist. For even more tips on how to become the best version of yourself, to live a more elegant life, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube. You will always find me there under the same name, Madame Kabongo. Thank you, and remember, happiness is contagious. It is peace of mind, gratitude for what is, and excitement for what is to come. See you next week.